Episode 103, Love Always, is an episode in which Lightman is hired by the Secret Service to help provide security at a wedding at the Korean embassy in D.C. because they received information that an assassin will attempt to kill the Korean ambassador. He's brought in because Lightman has developed a theory of what is we like to refer to as the assassin's gaze, which is actually based in science that Paul Ekman has done. Paul believes there is an expression you can see on the face of someone when they're about to commit an act of premeditated violence.
In Depraved Heart, it's very much the origin story for Lightman. A huge amount of who he is now has to do with the fact that he couldn't see then what he sees now. And if only he could have seen then what he sees now, he could have stopped his own mother's death.
What was that? What happened?
What?
Shame. When you said people get hurt, you showed shame.
Oh, what's she talking about?
He basically watched this film of his mother, who was a psychiatric patient, over and over and over again, and that's how he discovered microexpressions. A piece of that is based on a true story of a psych facility where a woman had asked for a weekend leave to go to be with her family, and the leave was granted by the psychiatrist, and then she didn't come back to the ward for treatment as scheduled. She killed herself over the weekend. And so that psychiatrist felt like, well, there must have been something that I missed.
It took me about 25 years to come up with an answer for them and to discover some of the clues in demeanor, in face, body, voice, and speech that can betray a serious lie.
How long have you known about your mum and Mr. Garcia?
Oh my God.
She's a child.
The show very much presents lying as the antonym to communication, as the opposite of talking about something.
What are you doing?
Looking at Mum.
How did you know Mr. Garcia?
In the A story of Better Half, that story really focuses on the romantic indiscretion of that particular wife with the television reporter. She thinks that that indiscretion is vacuum packed, that it's not going to have impact on her family in any way, on her kids particularly. But of course, her child in that episode overhears her talking on the phone, considering leaving her family.
I heard her. I heard my mom.
And then all of the sort of disastrous events of the episodes stem from that.
I think people like the sense that this show has something to teach them.
For those people that are sort of concerned about, oh, maybe I don't want to learn, maybe what I don't know can't hurt me. One of the things that the show explores is that the lies we keep from one another really do have a cost. And the idea of, oh, what I don't know won't hurt me is so rarely true.
I think anyone that says they don't want to watch the show with their spouse or partner is probably lying.
If everyone just told the truth, the world probably wouldn't exist.
I've convinced my wife and my kids that I can see all now, but it's completely untrue. It's my lie.
My wife certainly has become an expert on it. So I never, not that I ever get away with much with her anyway, but...
Like after doing the pilot in 12 of these, especially when you watch Face the Nation, boy, you see all kinds of good facial expressions.
Once you study the science, you can't switch it off. Once you know and start recognizing the way people's faces function, you can't stop doing that. And that is a real problem.
You been to the bathroom today?
No.
No. Oh, great. Anybody else want a side of feces? Anybody? Side of feces?
I'd say Tim.
Brendan.
Probably Kelly. She is just made of lies.
Brendan Hines, for sure. He's full of baloney.
I'm sure no one has said me, so... Right?
I think it has to be Tim.
I bet you Tim is.
Tim.
Tim? I would say Tim also.
And that is an expression of deep shame.
Brendan.
I'd have to say the biggest liar in the cast would be Brendan.